Was that the one who only got like kind of turned on by the Haley Steinfeld Michael B. Jordan scene? I hope I'm not the only one. Hello, everybody. My name is Caden. I'm a very professional movie reviewer with another very professional movie review. As you can tell by the beginning, we are talking about Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan, and Haley Steinfeld, and just a great cast. Honestly, a great cast with this one, and it is about a little juke that's going on. These twins, played by Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan respectively, throwing a big party, having a good time, celebrating music, but there's something evil lurking. Ooh. No, this has been lauded as one of the best movies of like the year, and I'm here to tell you, yeah, this is. I'll say this is like one of the best movies maybe I've ever seen. Like this is an incredible film. Um, it's one of those things where you watch certain movies, and as you're watching them, you realize that you're watching something that is important to cinema history. And it's even more impactful and important when you are in the theater watching it. Like, this is a similar feeling to what I had when I watched Oppenheimer in the theater. When I watched it in theaters, it's the same feeling where I feel like I'm watching something that is a true landmark in cinema, and it's not something I'm just throwing on from 30 years ago, 50 years ago, 80 years ago. It's real time. Admittedly, I am a week late on it, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's real time. This is something that this is something that me and everybody here is experiencing in real time. We are watching this movie in theaters. Something that is truly important to the history of cinema. That's how I feel about watching this movie. And I think that feeling just it didn't start with them like when the movie first starts. I will say the one, again, very small aspect, I do think the first act's a little slow. Personally, the setup, I think it's good setup, but I think it does go on a bit long. It does drag a little bit, but it gives you enough to where I can't say it's boring, because the characters are interesting enough, and it builds enough on them. And I like, maybe it goes a bit too long, but the thing is, it makes up for it in spades because of the way it follows up on those things. Everything that gets set up, you feel for these characters, you care for these characters. When these terrible things start happening, it just like bums you out, man, because you're like, oh, things are happening, good things, and then bad things happen. And you're like, damn, it's, again, you like these characters. And I cannot stress how incredibly acted this movie is. Everyone is on their A game. Michael B. Jordan, obviously, playing two characters is super impressive. And it's not just like one of those things where like people say the name of the character and whatnot. They can be talking to each other and like, who's who, because plays them completely differently because they're completely different characters, and he's able to play both of them. And I'm shocked, like, in the same movie, interacting with himself, and he's able to bounce off of himself super well. I mean, I guess it makes sense because who can you have better chemistry with than yourself, right? But that doesn't excuse the fact of his incredible chemistry with Haley Steinfeld, with Delroy Lindo, with all these guys in this movie who just like make up the incredible cast. But out of all the incredible things in this movie, there's one thing that stands about above the rest of them, and I will riot if it doesn't get an Oscar for this. Maybe even just a nomination. I get it. Maybe something else comes out. Obviously, Ludwig Göransson did the score for this movie. He already won for Oppenheimer. Maybe you don't want to give it to him again, which is a dumb idea in the first place. But oh my God, this movie, the music is incredible. Again, a lot of the movie is about the music, that feeling that you get, the way that music communicates with us and brings us together. That is the idea that is given. And not only is the incredible score, but the soundtrack, the songs that they sing in this, and that they play on the different, on many different instruments, piano, there's a harmonica sequence, there's obviously a little banjo guitar sequence, like, and then the folky music that comes in later, go from like the blues music to the Irish folk music. All of it is super well performed, well choreographed with the dances, the way the camera moves, the costuming. Good lord, the costuming. Just one scene from this movie could win an Oscar for that. Oh my goodness, everything about this movie is incredible. There's not a bad thing here. Like the editing is very showy, and sometimes maybe it does go a little bit overboard. I think there's one very jarring point where it's super intense, and it's a very intense moment. We're getting a very intimate scene here where it's like, we're all going to be fine. Everything's going bad, but we're going to be fine. And then it kind of jump cuts to like, oh my goodness. It does a few of those that just like kind of just stun your senses, and it doesn't feel jarring very often. Which is just a testament to how good the editing is with how showy it is. It never feels jarring, except for like once or twice in the movie. And it's mainly just because of the situation surrounding how intense they are. But yeah, superbly written, incredible cinematography, super well shot, editing that is flashy and showy but not jarring, and not off-putting or distracting. Incredible acting that from everybody involved, especially again Michael B. Jordan playing multiple characters and having that much screen time and having that many lines. Super impressive. The direction by Ryan Coogler, I can't stress enough how good of a job he did on this movie. This is his magnum opus, and like, it's crazy because you would think Black Panther is probably more culturally relevant, I guess, than Sinners is, and probably will be. But this is so well made and so well written and so tight and compact and well done, that and so beautiful in its terror. It's like, I can go on for days. This video is getting very long, so I'm just gonna cut it short here. Sinners is what I like to call legendary status cinema. It is a bucket list movie. You must watch this movie before you die. It is that important. And I give it an almost perfect 6.5 out of 7. This movie's unbelievable. And I usually say, like, if you like this thing, no. You should just see this movie. Simple as. You should see this movie no matter what. This is a must watch. This is must see. You have to see it. With that all being said, if you have seen Sinners, which I hope to God you have, tell me how much you loved it in the comments. And with that being said, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.